What's up, y'all? This is Ty. Can we talk about the American Horror Story? No, I'm not talking about the election. Y'all like that little corny segue? No, not talking about that with the nightmare of Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump and that most ridiculous campaign and ridiculous election and all the protest. We're not talking about that. We're talking about American Horror Story, the TV show. Yeah, I know. I did a little corny joke. I know. Sorry. Anyway, American Horror Stories, one of my favorite shows, is on FX. This is season 6. Leading up to the 6th season, showrunner Ryan Murphy kept it quiet as to what the theme was going to be this year. We know past themes have been Hotel, The Freak Show, Coven, The Haunted House, The Murder House, the Asylum. So it was like, what are they going to do this year? What are they going to do different this year? And, they kept it very secret, and they kept putting out all these. FX was releasing these silly teaser trailers, trailer teasers, and, it was like, really, what is this? And you saw vampires and zombies and mutants, and you're like, what's the theme going to be? Turns out it was none of that. The show the season debuted on September 14th, which is a month earlier than normal for American Horror Story, which I was surprised it came back so fast, but I was watching. And so season 6 really centered around an interracial couple, Shelby and Matt, who move into this house in North Carolina. They move into this house, which turns out to be haunted, and it's them telling their story about ghosts and being plagued with freaky local hillbillies and the ghost of the lost colony and those people who were murdered by them. And we see their story reenacted by actors. So it's like a show within a show. So it was interesting. It was different this year. It was like a paranormal investigation, basic cable type show where we see Shelby and Matt telling their story, and it's being reenacted, which I thought was very clever, by actors Angela Bassett, the usual players, Sarah Paulson. They had Cuba Gooding Jr. join the cast this season. And we had the wonderful Kathy Bates, Evan Peters, Lady Gaga, and they all play different roles in this thing where they're haunting Shelby, Matt, and Lee. Lee is Matt's sister, and she doesn't really care for Shelby too much. She has her own issues. She's a cop, a disgraced cop, who's in a divorce, and she's got a custody battle going on with her child. It's very interesting. We see all these bizarre things. We get some history on the house. We get history on the colony and how they became. And you see Kathy Bates, who's playing the butcher in the reenactments. And it's just this crazy colony and this blood moon and this witch that, we see how Kathy Bates becomes the butcher by eating the heart that the witch gave her, and just some really crazy stuff. But I was like, it's crazy. I like the concept, but it was kind of moving a little too slow for me. And then I had fans and my friends, like, they stopped watching, and some people like, I'm not going to review this. This is taking too long. But I stuck in there, and it started to get interesting to me when, I think it was maybe around the fourth episode, when Lee's daughter went missing, and the whole thing of finding her ex-husband dead, and did the ghost kill him? Did the colony kill him? Or did she kill him? That was interesting too. And then we see Matt having sex with this creature thing, whatever the hell that was, and Shelby seeing that. And, it was still like, okay, it's moving slow. I'm still watching, but I'm like, where are y'all going with this? But then we get to episode 6, and boom, they just flipped, because they said there was going to be a twist, which they really shouldn't have told us. Let us be surprised. But they did do a twist where they shift gears from the paranormal type reality show to a real world Big Brother type show. Now, this was very clever. So what they did was they had the real life people who experienced the Roanoke nightmare return to the house, which I don't know why in the hell would you return to this house. I'm not doing it. Return to the house, as well as the actors who played them in the reenactment, all in one house. I said, damn, that was very clever. And that episode 6 was directed by Angela Bassett, and it was directed wonderfully. And we learned that a lot of the people, we learned that My Roanoke Nightmare became this big, massive cable hit. They said it was a bigger hit than Walking Dead and a bigger hit than Game of Thrones. I thought that was clever. And you see that it made stars out of those people, the actors who did the reenactment. So they're all coming back to the show. Cuba Gooding's character, he's coming back to, be the villain, and he's thinking, and you have this swarmy producer who's like, there's going to be cameras everywhere. So it's like it's just like this, we're going to watch everything, and really exploiting these people because they don't believe the people. The actors don't believe the people. And I liked that idea. So now I was really on board. Then, as you know, in American Horror Story fashion, we find out that this is now found footage that season 2 never, just follow me because it's tricky. Season 2 of the My Roanoke Nightmare never aired because it was found footage because everybody ended up dying, which I don't think they should have told us that. They kind of spoiled us with that when they did that in episode 6, but still, I still stayed on board and watched. And so much crazy, so many people end up, the real Shelby ended up dead, the real Matt ended up dead. So many, everybody, so many killings, so many, just craziness. And so let's get on down to episode, let's say, this was episode 8 and 9. We see the Hillbillies kidnap Lee, Angela Bassett's character, I forget her name, and the other lady who played the other Sarah Paulson's character. And you see the Hillbillies taking a bite out of them and eating off Lee's leg, just all kinds of craziness. Then you see the women start to fight back. They escape. They kill off the Hillbillies. Lee has this thing where she's telling her, listen, we have to get back after we kill these Hillbillies. I got to go back and get that tape. And she's telling him she got to get the recording of them killing the Hillbillies because they don't want to look bad. But the real reason is, as we all know, Lee really did kill her husband, which was something that was up for debate previously. So all this craziness ensues. It's down to 4 people alive, and then they kill Cuba Gooding. Well, Cuba Gooding's junior character get killed by the pig man or whatever the hell that was. And it really starting to get good. And here comes these damn fans of the Roanoke Nightmare, these 3 young kids, teenage, I'm going to say college kids, teenager, whatever. They got their cameras on there. Yeah, we're going to go take a peek at the Roanoke Nightmare season 2 premiere. They're like fanatics and fans. And then they see a girl running around, and they see that the girl, they try to follow her to help her. And then they go to a car, and they see that same girl's body is in the car. That's when I would have been done. But you know how these shows go. These teenagers, young people, whatever, they go back, they tell the police don't believe them. You know what they do? They go back. There's no way in hell I'm going back. There's no way in hell I'm going back. That's crazy. But before we get to that, let's talk about Kathy Bates' role as the butcher. Played brilliantly. And what was funny was I like how when they came back for the reunion type show, she's the actress who played the butcher, and they show that hilarious scene. She's in Hollywood reenacting the butcher, chasing people. So it turns out that this role made her crazy, and so they told her, you're not coming back for the show when we reunite the cast with the original people who went through this nightmare. You're not coming back. Of course, she goes crazy. She goes batshit crazy. She starts killing people. The whole thing is crazy. She meets the real butcher. The real butcher kills her. It was just crazy. Now let's go back let's move forward with episode 9. So we see Lee and Angela Bassett's character and Sarah Paulson. I forget their name. Their characters are still alive. And we got these young kids that's out there now. One of them gets killed. And you would think, okay, it's time to turn around and get out of here. But no, they want to go try to help them. And like, no, we got to help them. Because as we saw, Lee met up with that witch. I know it's so confusing. Bit on the heart. And now she's like the new butcher. So Lee kills that young boy. Now she's going back to the house to finish everybody else off. And was just so crazy. And long story short, It turns out what they did to those young kids. Oh my God, it was crazy. They burned them. They killed them. Everybody's dead. We fast forward to the end because I don't want to tell you, oh, go watch it. We fast forward to the end. Everybody's dead except for Lee. And then we see the actress who played Shelby. I can't think of what her character's name was. She's alive too. So I'm like, oh, these two are the only two left. She does something dumb. You murderer! She sees Lee. She tries to shoot Lee. The cops kill her. And so now we're left with just Lee as the sole survivor. So very clever. This episode was, oh, it was so good. I was so into it. So now next week is the finale. So I want to know what's going to happen. What do you guys think is going to happen? Very interested. I'm hearing that they're going to do another little twist where we're going to see the trial of Lee. Very interesting. So this season, at first it was a little rocky for me, but now I can honestly say I enjoyed it. I like the clever twist. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Tell me your thoughts of what you thought of American Horror Story. I still say my favorite seasons have to be season 3 and season 1. But this was pretty clever, pretty cool, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to do next season on American Horror Story because, you know, they've kind of pushed the envelope this time. That's it. Tell me.